Viewers, we are joined by Captain Amarinder Singh, someone who actually spoke to Times Now about 10 days ago and told us that there will be a breakthrough very soon. Captain Amarinder Singh, good afternoon. Thank you for speaking to Times Now. Thank you for speaking to me. Can you talk us through some of the conversations that have been happening, perhaps between yourself and in government? Captain Amarinder Singh, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you, but I just want the sound up a bit.
Yes, we're just going to adjust the audio on that. But Captain Amarinder Singh, I was asking you for your first reactions on the government's decision to repeal the farm laws and how it actually happened.
Well, I can tell you one thing. What's happened is something wonderful has happened. This has been exactly 1 year since this agitation started, and so many talks have been going on, and eventually the government has decided. And I think the biggest thing that was happened is that the Prime Minister apologized. Now, I've never heard of a national leader like this apologizing for this, but he's apologized, and the farmers should be very happy today. And fortunately, it has coincided with the 502nd birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So, and the opening of the Kartarpur Corridor. So, everything has happened in 2 days, and I think it is wonderful, and everyone is very happy that the whole thing is over. And naturally, our condolences go out to those families who lost their lives during this farmer struggle. 407 or so were from Punjab, and then of course other states, Haryana and other places. And thoughts go to them, of course. But I think today is the day that while we celebrate our Guru Nanak Dev Ji's birth anniversary, we should also celebrate this occasion and hope that Punjab now stabilizes and the future of our state is very bright.
Well, the Prime Minister said that he has taken this particular decision in the right, with all the right approaches, in one sense, that he wanted to do this for the benefit of the small farmer. He wanted to ensure that their incomes would double, so the intent was right, always as far as he was concerned. But unfortunately, some farmers did not quite take it that way. And therefore, do you believe that the government was acting actually in the best interest, or do you believe that this was perhaps from the very beginning a malign enterprise?
I think acting in the, look, you can't, every farmer of every different state has a different requirement. We are talking about the Punjab farmers. Punjab farmers didn't like these laws, and I think none of us liked them. I was the one who passed a resolution in the Vidhan Sabha against these laws. So these Punjab farmer thought differently. But you know, you can't have the same likes everywhere. You can't have agriculture of Assam should be the same as Punjab, or from Kerala should be the same as Punjab. It's different farmers differently. So perhaps the Prime Minister and the government, when they brought these laws, looked into the nation as a whole. But here it was the agitation of the Punjab farmer that we were involved with.
Do you think the Prime Minister's apology was warranted? Do you think he needed to really apologize, given the fact that you yourself are suggesting that certain farmers, perhaps in Punjab, found these laws not quite to their liking, but other parts of the country have not witnessed the kind of protest that we have seen from Punjab and Haryana?
Let me tell you one thing, not certain farmers, it is the entire Punjab. No,
I know. I'm saying that in Punjab, there was widespread.
It was unanimous in Punjab.
Yes, in Punjab there was unanimous. Obviously, I'm saying that farmers in other parts of the country were not reacting so vehemently to the laws. So that's why I'm asking: was the apology really warranted?
No, I can't comment because I don't know the agricultural systems of Assam and Kerala. I know the agricultural systems of Punjab, and I've been agriculture minister here since 1985. So I know exactly how Punjab feels and what the problems here were. And I think the laws that were brought in, you know, our rules are different. The APMC Act, for instance, of Punjab doesn't apply to other parts of the country. Maybe Haryana, yes, but not in Madhya Pradesh or somewhere else. So every state has its own problems, and we reacted to the three laws which we found were to be anti the Punjab farmer and Punjab agriculture.
So I'm asking you once again specifically, do you think the Prime Minister's apology was warranted in this particular case? Just your view on this.
Well, I think it shows its stature. I mean, there are worse things have happened, and has any Prime Minister apologized? Nobody. I've never heard any Prime Minister apologizing in the past. This is the first time that a Prime Minister said, well, I did it in the best interest of the country, but people didn't like it, and we are now withdrawing these acts, and I apologize for all the trouble that has created, the people that have died and all that. I mean, that's what he meant really. He didn't say it in those words. And I think that's a very big thing for a person to do.
The SKM, which is the Sanyukta Kisan Morcha, has decided to sit put. They're saying we're not going to up stakes from the areas that we have sort of occupied or blocked. Saying that they have more, in fact, demands that need to be fulfilled, like, for example, guaranteeing MSP through a law, the right perhaps to continue to burn stubble without consequences. You know that there are some other demands. Do you think this is justified?
No, I think the issues were the three laws. And those laws they will be brought and repealed in the Parliament when it meets on the 29th of November. Now, making a protest against burning of stubble where it's affecting the health of the people, I don't go with that. And the Supreme Court has mentioned that also. And the Supreme Court has made it clear that stubble burning should, every day our newspapers are full of it. I mean, these are the sort of things that I don't think I cannot support.
So you don't also support guaranteeing MSP under law?
Sorry?
What about guaranteeing MSP?
You don't want what?
A specific law to guarantee minimum support prices, which is another demand.
Of course, MSP, it's under law. That what they have said is the MSP should be, I think the government had decided to put up a committee on that to look into the MSP situation. But the Prime Minister also mentioned earlier that as long as they were in government, the BJP was in government, this would remain. And I think we should accept that for the moment and let the committee come up with its final findings when it's set up.
So, Captain Amarinder Singh, would you now call upon the SKM to withdraw their blockades from in and around Delhi and go back to the villages, etc.? Would you urge them to do that?
What the look, the Kisan Morcha, I feel, I did talk to some farm leaders this morning, and I did tell them that the issues of the Prime Ministerial broadcast itself indicates that everything is there, and it's only a question of legality of it. Legality will happen when Parliament meets on the 29th. So there is no need for anyone to sit anymore or to misconstrue the Prime Minister's statement. He's made a very positive statement. Once a Prime Ministerial statement has been broadcast to the nation, how can you not accept it? And but they are wanting to wait till the Parliament actually repeals the laws, then they will move. Now that means I don't go by that. I think one should trust the statement of the Prime Minister.
Why do you think they're continuing with this protest despite the Prime Minister coming out and making this very contrite declaration of intent?
Well, I think they probably, they have seen in the past the Rajiv Longowal Accord, for instance. That wasn't fulfilled in toto, even though it was signed at that level. And I think that therefore lots of the farmers are not educated. They don't understand other things. Lots of them are very clever, and very intelligent. So it's a question of a mix. There would be some who would say, "Nahi, pehle you get it through the Parliament. Let Parliament approve, then we will move." That sort of thing. But to my mind, I don't think that's necessary at all. Once the Prime Minister has made a national broadcast and committed to the country, matter is closed as far as I'm concerned.
Captain Amarinder Singh, one of the conditions that you had put forth for a potential alliance with the BJP was the resolution of this entire imbroglio. Now that this issue has been resolved, the farm laws have been repealed, are you going to work with the BJP with regards to the Punjab elections now?
Well, of course. I mean, we made this 3 months ago. I mean, one doesn't make at that level, at this level, statements with the national government and party, and then and keep changing your mind every two or 3 weeks. I mean, once you take a decision is made and it's over. Now, we have said that very clearly, that we form our own party, which we've done, and we will have a seat adjustment with the BJP, which we said about 3 months ago. And that's it. That's the way it stands, and there's no question of changing anything.
And this makes it easier, I presume.
Sorry?
This makes it much easier, I presume, the fact that the farm laws have now been repealed.
No, that was our one condition which we had to put to, and said that, first thing must be the farm laws. Once the farm laws are over, everything is behind us and we move ahead.
Have conversations been taking place between Captain Amarinder Singh and the leadership of the Bhartiya Janta Party, the political leadership, perhaps even the Prime Minister?
No, look. I had once 3 months ago, I'll repeat it again, I've repeated this many times. Once 3 months ago, I told them, I said, once this is over, I said, we are prepared to work with you, and we will form our own party, and we will have seat adjustments. That was it. And after that, I never discussed politics again, because first was the farmer issue. So whenever I met the Home Minister or spoke to the Prime Minister, it was only on this issue of farm laws. Now that the farm laws are over, what statement I made 3 months ago, which I made to the Home Minister, and the Prime Minister, we can now take that forward.
Finally, Captain Amarinder Singh, there has been some conversation coming from government after the Prime Minister's announcement that this decision was taken in national interest because continuing with this face-off would have empowered those that are looking to destabilize the sovereignty of the country, and we're talking about elements attached to the Khalistan movement. Do you believe that that is also today a credible reason for the government to have gone back on these three farm laws?
100% correct. I don't know whether this has got something to do with the farm laws and what is coming from the government, I'm not aware. But I have been Home Minister of the state for 9.5 years. In the last government, 5 years, and 4.5 years now. And I know exactly what is happening here. And there is a lot of weaponry coming in. There is a lot of drones which are being flown in. Where they are going, where they are dropping their load, who's got it, what is the objective of collecting these weapons, one doesn't know. But certainly it is for destabilizing our area. And this, we have been sharing this evidence, and they have been sharing with us, with the central agencies. And we are all on board on this. I mean, thousands of rifles have come, pistols have come, thousands and thousands of rounds of ammunition have come, RDX has come, different bombs have come. God alone knows all what's coming. What we have got and the figures that we have is what we have picked up. What have we not picked up, and who has it gone to? Where are they? Who's keeping them, and what are they meant for? All this is linked. And therefore, whether it is a government's thing or not, I do not know. A government's views on that, I can't say.
Final
question. I can
question.
tell you this much, that if we are concerned, I am concerned in Punjab, whether others are not.
My final question
the current government doesn't seem to be bothered about it.
Okay, final question to you, Captain Amarinder Singh, the opposition members of...
1 minute.
Yeah, former members of, former colleagues of yours from the Congress, other members of the opposition have attacked the government after the Prime Minister's announcement, saying that this is the defeat of arrogance and the victory for a Gandhian movement. Now, I want to ask you, do you believe that this is the defeat of arrogance?
I think this is a foolish statement. I don't know who made this statement. This arrogance. This is something that which has been done is in the larger interest in the country and the farming community of the country. And what do you mean arrogance? Where is arrogance coming to it? If anything, there's humility in it. And this is what the Prime Minister by his apologizing, is indicating his humility. Where does the arrogance come into this picture? People say things without even thinking. That's the problem.
Very important message going out from Captain Amarinder Singh to the leadership of the Congress and other opposition parties who have been calling this Aahankaar ki haar. Thank you, Captain Amarinder Singh, for speaking to Times Now. Thank you indeed. Pleasure, as always.